YouTube code channel. In previous video, we integrated list and display multiple repository card views. Now this is the second part of our tutorial for showing repository list. So in this video we will use the for loop for showing the record, and because instead of showing repository card multiple times with hardcode values, we can use the for loop and pass the data and show the list. So let's get started. First of all, we should change the name of content view since we are working on repository feature, so the name of the view should be meaningful. Let's rename it. Let's call repository view. Let's check it's compiling. Perfect. Now add some more file as we are following the MVVM pattern. So we will add ViewModel for this feature. Let's add repository ViewModel. Repository ViewModel. Create a class repository view model. The responsibility of repository view model is to hold the business logic and states. So in this class we will add a method which fetch all the record either from API or from local DB and save it in the array, and then we will pass the array to the view to update the UI accordingly. Let's add one function, fetch repository list. Okay, in this function we will update the array. First of all, let's declare the array repository model. We have to decide the data type of array. Since we are showing these list, so we have to create the struct for this. Let's create the struct. We need to add some attributes to show data. First attribute would be my repo name. Second would be total stars. It would be int because we will show the value in integer type. The third is language name. The fourth one is description. There would be 4 attributes: repo name, total stars, language and description. Let's define the type of the array. Let's initialize upon creation. Our requirement is to fetch all the repositories from the array, but in this video we will update the array using hardcode models. Let's define the models. model 1 repository my repo. Let's add give some value like 400, language Swift. This is for this application, the first model, and the second model another repo. Let's change the value like 450, language would be Kotlin. This is for Android application. The third one, website 500 PHP for backend APIs. Okay, these data will be displayed in the UI. Let's add in the array list the first one, model 1, the second one is model 2 and model 3. Okay, now we have to use ForEach loop to display the multiple record. We can ForEach accept data source here, and it will be the content. Let's create a initialize and declare the model ViewModel, RepositoryViewModel. It's a good practice to have parameter of ViewModel. Through this we can achieve the dependency injection, and also we can perform unit testing. That's why I don't initialize, I just pass the ViewModel as a parameter in repository view. So model and repository data. The error we are receiving that the repository model confirms to identifiable. It should be identifiable. Now it says cannot convert the type of repository view model to expected argument binding C. Okay, so it should be hashable. So because for each loop accept hashable data source, so we have to implement hashable protocol as well. Through hashable protocol, we can make sure that repository view model has, I mean to say, it has two methods, hash into, and the second one is hashable. We can override those methods. And equal. The second method is equal. So we don't need to override the hashable methods. So if does this job automatically when we implement hashable protocol. Now compilation error will be removed. Okay. Now we have to call the method inside view. First of all, we have to pass the model here. Okay. Here as well. Okay. Now we have to call this method from the view. So SwiftUI provide onAppear function, which is onAppear method, which is perfect for calling this method. OnAppear method gets called every time when the view is visible, when the view is initialized. Even if we navigate from second screen to the first screen, OnAppear method is called. So in this method we can call the method fetch repository list. We should also pass the parameter repository model. Model repository model. So let's pass the value. Total stars, description, language, and description. It's integer data type, so we have to add in double quote. This would be index. So we put some order. Now we notice that we have already called fetch repository list method, but it's still our view is not populated with the list. The reason is that our view is not aware whenever we update the list. So we have to update the UI whenever repository, whenever the array of array of repository model is updated, we have to update the UI. So for this, combine framework provide a very elegant way to update the UI, and through this we can achieve this task. Let's import the combined framework and add observable protocol. It's a protocol. Through this protocol we can update the UI. Whenever changes happen against repository list model, our UI will be updated automatically. But we have to use the wrapper publish. Okay, now repository list model, as soon as it's updated, our UI will show the data as expected. Since repository view model is a publisher wrapper, so we have to add the state object. Whenever we declare the state object here, observable object, it's showing error. Publishers. Let's remove this. Okay. So whenever we use a state object against model, it means SwiftUI subscribe to that publisher. So this publisher is subscribed by SwiftUI here. So whenever changes happen against this array, against this view model, UI will be updated. Now we can see that now data is shown. So in this video we implemented the list using ForEach, and we display the data in through array. So it's the best way to show the list. In next video we will add more files to connect with API, and right now we use hardcode module, but in next videos we will fetch all the data from the API. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe my channel and see you next week.